So let's just head back up, okay? Because we were kind of in the middle of this question, and then I was looking at the wrong time schedule, okay? And then the class was over. So let's just kind of head back there and see where we're at. So we were looking at this picture frame, that the picture itself was 50 square centimeters, and it said the mat had a uniform width of X all the way around it, and its area was twice that of the picture frame. So that's where we, right, that's where we did 2 times the area of the picture to get 150. And so then we figured out the total. If you add the picture plus the mat, right, now we're at 150. And so that's what we said, the total area of everything. And then we added our new dimensions. So we had to take our 10, okay, plus the 2 x's, okay, the 5 plus the 2 x's. Okay, so don't forget, first we have to like multiply everything out, collect everything brand new, treat it like a brand new quadratic, and then we can go ahead and solve. So we were at this point, and so now we just need to, okay, finish factoring because we're still looking for the solution for x. We want to know how wide our x is. Okay, so I'm just going to do it on a clean page here. Okay, so this is where we're at. We had, let me see where we were at. We took out, okay, we took out a GCF. Okay, that's where we're at. Okay, so I will rewrite it here. Squared plus 15x minus 50. Okay, and that was set equal to 0. Okay. So then from here, now we're doing decomposition, right? So you're looking at, okay, 2 numbers that multiply to give you negative 100, add to give you 15. Okay. Some of you, this is like, you're quick with it. Others, you might need to just grab your calculator and double check some of the factors, right? Like I'm going through and say, okay, like 10 times 10, that's not going to work. We've got, 20 times 4, that's not going to work. 25 times 4, 20 times 5, 20 times 5, that could work. Okay, so if we have 20 and we have 5, and we give the negative to the 5, so multiplied together, it gives our negative. Added together gives us that positive. Okay, so here, okay, I'm going to show you, okay, just a couple things, and you can decide what style you prefer. So if you want to do the math part and just kind of like keep it simple, okay, you can do this. Show the decomposition. Okay, and I'm pulling out a 2x, and I have an x plus 10. I'm pulling out a negative 5, x plus 10. So I end up with x plus 10, 2x minus 5, okay? So if you want, you can kind of show this decomposition on its own, okay, as long as at this point, so this is kind of like, I'm okay if you just do the math part, but once you give me the nice factors, okay, anything that you've kind of left behind needs to come back. Okay, so the GCF has to come back, the equals 0 has to come back. Now, if you want to write everything out every single time and put like brackets around everything and equals 0, you can. If that's just going to, if that like GCF and an extra set of brackets is like going to confuse you, or if it's too messy, I'm okay if you just kind of like do the decomposition on its own and then bring everything back. Okay. So this is, so ultimately, okay, we need to get to this point. You need to like show how you did your factoring, and then we come back, okay? And then I do need to see that you've set each of the linear factors equal to 0. So x plus 10 is equal to 0. So we have an x is equal to negative 10, and we have a 2x minus 5 is equal to 0. Okay, your choice. If you want to show all the steps, you go ahead. Okay, so we have 2 solutions. Now we go back to the context of the question. We're talking about a matted picture frame. Okay, does it make sense to have negative 10 width in a picture frame? No, absolutely not. Okay, so just based on the context of the question, we can just say this is extraneous. Okay, this is enough of an explanation for me. Okay, but I just want you to understand why it's extraneous. We don't always just pick the negative number. Okay, it really just depends on the context of the question. Okay, there might be a question where the negative number is the correct solution and the positive one is extraneous. Just depends on the question, okay? So don't always go after the negative one. Just make sure that you understand the context, okay? But if a question says, explain why it's extraneous, then you would just need to go back to the context, because a negative width doesn't make sense, right? You can't have a negative width. Don't just say it's extraneous because it's negative. Okay, you just need to build that up a little bit. All right, so here we go. In this case, I know you know that I love fractions, but it does make sense. Okay, I wouldn't say that we have a width of 5/2 centimeters. Like, let's call it 2.5. Okay. So then you can say the width of the mat is 2.5 centimeters. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to pause for a little bit, because yesterday we didn't get around to doing the review 10 a week that I had talked about. So I'm going to hand that out now. I'm going to give you guys about, let's say, 40 minutes, okay, to work on this in class, because it's been a while. This is your review. Okay, I'll pop up the formulas for sequences and series, because there's a couple of those questions. Okay, if you need to flip through your notes in order to remind yourself how to do max and min questions, okay, let's do that. So go ahead, you can work on these for the next 40 minutes. If you didn't know or didn't get around to those homework questions from yesterday, okay, I know that class kind of ended abruptly. You're still responsible for those homework questions. And if you're saying homework questions, what homework questions? One, I posted it in Google Classroom, but two, we did, okay, page 230, there were some questions there, and at the bottom of this, page 230, there were some more questions. Okay, so 40 minutes, you guys are going to be doing some review work and or your homework questions that may or may not have been done yesterday. Okay, we're going to do that, and then I'm going to just teach a little bit about what happens when you can't factor the quadratic that you've been given. What then? Okay, and we have a new quadratic formula to take a look at. All right, yes, you have a question.